Hey, everybody, this is John Lip, Executive Director of FOZ, Friends of the Alameda Animal Shelter. I'm coming to you from FOZ South Shore, where we are working to get everything set up to reopen by appointment only starting on Wednesday, July 8th. And I'm here for our next segment of Ask the Vet with Dr. Woolley. Hi, Dr. Woolley.
Hello, how are you?
Great. And you're over at our main center on Fortman, also making sure we're getting ready to open up by appointment only on July 8th. So we actually are here today to talk about something that's actually not fun to talk about, but it's really important because at FOZ, nothing matters to us more than keeping pets healthy. Because when we keep pets healthy, we keep them with their people and out of the shelter. And there's a word we're going to talk about today, and I call it evil, but the more common word is foxtails.
They're definitely evil.
So, Dr. Woolley, tell us about foxtails and just exactly what damage they do and what makes them so dangerous.
Sure, absolutely. I'll talk about the dangers of foxtails. A foxtail is a cluster of grass that helps to spread seeds to other locations once dry. They can attach to the hair coat and slowly work their way into the skin or enter through the mouth, the nose, or the ears. Since they are foreign objects, the body mounts a severe immune response that can cause abscesses, inflammation, pain, and even draining tracts as they move throughout the body. Once within the body, they are very difficult to remove. The reason why is because they are like fish hooks. On one end, there is a firm little piece structure pointed that causes a foxtail to travel in only that direction. If we try and pull it from the other direction, we actually leave part of it behind, and that will cause the draining tracts and the infection, etc., that we see. They can be annoying, irritating, and even deadly. Areas that are impacted by foxtails, they include the skin, eyes, mouth, ears, nose, vagina, penis, chest cavity, abdomen, and even the bone. So when we go through the skin, the dogs are walking, they pick up those foxtails and they just start migrating. So what you may see is maybe excessive licking, draining tracts from sites, red swellings or pustules between the toes, or even on top or underneath the paw, which can cause limping and definitely pain. In the eyes, you can see the rubbing of the eyes. You can see excessive tearing, discharge, and the appearance that the eyes are glued shut. For the mouth, there's pawing at the mouth, there's odor, gagging, coughing, or even difficulty swallowing. For the ears, you might see a severe ear infection, odor, a head tilt, or even balance issues, violent head shaking that can cause inflammation or swelling of the ear flaps, and those are definitely painful. For the nose, I think most of us know the nose, where you see that violent sneeze, maybe even hitting the nose on the ground. You can even see sometimes blood or even a discharge that may be yellow or greenish in color. Now, for the vagina or penis, that may be a little different. You might see an increased licking. You can see frequent urination as if maybe they have an infection, but actually it's a foxtail there. You can see blood or even pus coming out. The chest cavity, that's a real tough one. They can get coughing, decreased activity, excessive panting, fever, or even death because it can affect the lungs and the heart. And if that heart isn't able to pump, then we have heart failure. The lungs can't work, we have respiratory failure. For the abdomen, they can go in and they can cause infection of the organs. They can cause a decrease in appetite, fever, pain, and again, death because the organs can shut down. For the bone, they can go from the skin through all of that what we saw, or even right directly to the bone. And in the bone, again, severe pain, limping, swelling at the site, redness, draining tracts with a foul odor, and fever.
Wow, I'm kind of shaking just hearing you talk about all those things. It's really scary because we love our pets so much and we don't want them to suffer or to be in pain, obviously. And foxtails are everywhere. I mean,
they're everywhere.
Yeah. What's the best way, first of all, to prevent them in the first place?
The main thing is if we could get everybody to cut their lawns so that they don't go to seed. These are seed pods. And so the grass is doing what nature tells them to do, make more grass. But if we cut it before it gets to the seed, then we don't have to worry about that. Once they're in the seed form, then we have to keep our eyes out. We have to make sure that when our dogs go by and sniff, they're not sniffing up those foxtails. When we come home, check them all over. Make sure that you check between the toes, under the paws, etc., the hair coat, by the ears, by the eyes, and get them out before they have a chance to migrate through. They do make something called a head net for dogs that keeps them out, at least the nose, ears, and the mouth. But still, you have to worry about the skin, the hair coat, the paws.
Got it. Got it. So if your dog is off leash, say in an off leash dog park, you want to make sure that that's been fully taken care of. And what about in the Oakland Hills? I know there's some great off leash trails up there. Is that a danger as well?
The Oakland Hills are full of foxtails. If you stay on the fire paths, they make sure that their area is clear to maybe a couple of feet on either side. So if they're on leash or if they're off leash, at least under verbal control, you should be okay. But again, check, check, check.
So what happens if you think your dog or cats too, or cats? Okay.
Cats are less likely, but they can still get it. But cats are such cleaners that they find them and they'll pull them out. Dogs can't do that. As you can see, they can bend into any direction and clean themselves.
So what happens if you think your dog has a foxtail? What are the treatment options?
So if you think your dog has a foxtail, definitely go to the veterinarian, and then we will do different testing to remove. A lot of times we might have to prescribe antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, or even pain medication. Then to remove them, we definitely will need some form of sedation or even general anesthesia. Because once we find a track, we have to go in and try and find that foxtail and pull it out. If we can't find it, then we might need to use big equipment, endoscopy, MRI, ultrasounds, or even CT scans to help remove those.
Got it. Got it. I know over the past few years, we've had several dogs come through as strays who have had foxtails that we know in their ears, up their nose, and we've had to do a few surgeries as well to save them.
They're hard. They are really hard to find.
Yeah, and the only reason we're able to do that is because of our Starfish Medical Fund, by the way. So it's kind of a shout out to all of our donors that provide those donations so we can do these extraordinary surgeries to save these animals as well. Yeah. So I guess the number one takeaway message is be alert when you're out with your dogs. Look where they're sniffing and pull them away from the foxtails. And when you get back home, check them thoroughly.
That's correct. That's exactly right. They're hard to find and expensive to remove.
Okay. And we don't want our animals to suffer.
No suffering. That's correct.
No. Thank you, Dr. Woolley. And we're going to publish on our website shortly a paper that you wrote as well.
Thank you.
With some great information. So thank you for doing that. And speaking of fundraising, by the way, we depend upon the support of the community to make all of our programs possible. And this Saturday, June 20th, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., we're having a live auction called Wine, Whiskers, and Wags. And so you go to the website, winewhiskerswags.org, and we have a great collection of wines and fine spirits and some pretty good brews. So 21 and over. And 100% of the proceeds go back to support the FOS mission. So please check that out this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
All right. Because you like a fine wine, right?
I do.
I do too. Anyways, thank you, Dr. Woolley. It's great seeing you. I'll be checking in with you later on over at the main shelter. And thank you all for joining in for Ask the Vet. And please email us as well, info@alamedaanimalshelter.org, and let us know if you have any questions. We want to do these on an ongoing basis.
Yes, absolutely. You're very welcome. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.